deputies in Pittsylvania County, Virginia, said he'd be doing well the morning after being injured by shrapnel when a man they were serving warrants to started shooting. That led to a standoff until he was arrested. A man in Florida who had just hit a jackpot is now in jail and is going to have to spend some of that money on a lawyer.
The winner of the largest Kentucky Powerball jackpot in history, arrested in Pinellas County, Florida, a day after claiming the $167 million prize. 50-year-old James Farthing captured on police body cam video released Wednesday, being tased after he allegedly kicked a cop in the face.
Who else? The female. Taser deployed. Was that the only one? No, I have one on the ground there. He kicked me in the face. He's going.
Farthing charged with battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer, and parole violation. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
We'll get another update to the economy later this hour, gauging inflation. Wholesale prices this time. They're expected to have risen last month from June, and the annual rate of price increase might have gone up as well. That did not happen for consumer prices in a better-than-expected report Tuesday. On Wall Street, stock futures are up slightly the day after another big gain for the Dow and record-high closings for the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Time is 7:05. This is the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. News radio for South Texas. Show producer Fred Cruz. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. That's going to be very hot today, he says, but maybe better chance of rain tomorrow. We'll review that coming up in about 3 minutes. I'm Sergio Sanchez. Thank you much for making us a part of your morning. So we lead with new details on plans to build more border wall, Texas with Mexico.
That wall has been a priority of the Trump administration. The president announcing this week that the Justice Department has reached a settlement with the auction house that was selling panels scrapped by the Biden administration for pennies on the dollar.
We are taking now that wall back. Now, this is expensive stuff. Hardened steel, very expensive.
The wall panels were sitting in a construction staging area until Texas stepped in. There was a court battle over the auction, which was frozen by a judge. President Trump said this week that they will put it up, but did not give a timeline.
That's Michael Board with that report. And sidebar mention, because I know this did not pick up much national conversation, the so-called Big Beautiful Bill allocated $46 billion for more border wall between the U.S. and Mexico. The Texas Department of Public Safety is saying another fugitive from the state's 10 most wanted criminal illegal immigrant list. That individual is now in custody.
Jose Antonio Marquina Bonilla from Honduras was arrested in northwest Dallas. He had been wanted in Grapevine since June for continuous sexual abuse of a young child. Authorities say Marquina Bonilla was first deported from the U.S. in 2016, then again in November of 2023 after being arrested in Grapevine for assault. Investigators believe he returned to Texas and began sexually abusing a child in late 2024. So far this year, DPS and partner agencies have arrested 44 fugitives from the 10 most wanted list, including 15 sex offenders and 12 criminal illegal immigrants.
That's reporter Chelsea Wade. A scary moment up in the state's capital. A bus crash. Several kids hurt, some hurt bad after a school bus crash near Austin on the first day of the new school year for these kids. At a press conference on Wednesday, officials said that of the 12 people taken to the hospital, one individual had life-threatening injuries and two more individuals had potentially life-threatening injuries. It's 7:08 on the Valley's Morning News, and right after AccuWeather, we'll talk about a high-tech battle that is brewing in Texas, so join us for that. And we can tell you that the legislative session in Austin is coming to a close tomorrow. The special session, Governor Abbott likely to call another one immediately afterwards. The runaway Democrats left Texas to arrest, to halt all work at the Texas House on redistricting efforts. They will likely be back this weekend in Austin. Time is 7:08. It's News Talk 710 KURV. It's AccuWeather the time. I want to say thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch, home to certified dealer for Purina liquid feed. It is Martin Farm and Ranch in Edinburgh on Monte Cristo. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina joining us. You still expecting today to be a dry day before hopefully we get some rain tomorrow. Jay?
Yeah, looks like we could get some pretty good rain out of this thing tomorrow, but yeah, mostly dry today. There's a slight chance for an afternoon shower storm up late afternoon up toward Austin way, and then out toward Houston mid-afternoon. Pretty good chance for some showers and storms that way, but mainly dry for us today.
That tropical blob south of us, it's not going to form into some named tropical system, right?
No. National Hurricane Center is giving it about a 20% chance of actually forming up into an actual system, but it's going to continue to make its way up and on shore as we head through Friday and Saturday. So once a tropical system or disturbance, in this case, it's just really kind of a disturbance at this point, broad area of low pressure. Once it moves over shore, it loses its moisture and it kind of peters out. So not expected to really form into anything.
I hope it doesn't peter out too much as soon as it hits land. We need rain, in Lake Falcon west of us. What do you think? Can it go further west after it arrives here sometime tomorrow?
It's really not forecast to go too far inland, but we could get some pretty decent rain in spots. Upwards of an inch can't be ruled out for some areas. So that'll be enough for some low-lying or poor drainage area flooding. So we'll certainly have to keep an eye on that. But that'll help out a little bit at least.
Sure. So what does your gut tell you, or what do the computers tell you? Producer Freddie saying, how far in then? Like 60 miles, 100 miles, or what? Where do we see the moisture?
Yeah, it's mostly going to be along the coast and then and out towards 69C and then in that general area. So it's not going to make it too far inland at this point, it looks like.
All right. I hope you blow the forecast on that one. It rains everywhere, especially over the lake. So we'll get an update to this. We'll have to wait 24 hours to see what.
So, they're saying scattered showers and isolated storms expected to develop along the coast and Gulf waters Friday morning before spreading further inland during the late morning into the afternoon. So,
you know what we'll do? We'll get Zach and Davis to call AccuWeather on the drive home. See how they change this forecast over the next 12 hours. Okay.
That's the thing with these tropical systems is there's always a lot of eyes on them, and they do a lot of forecasting throughout the day and start making some changes as the day progresses. So,
all right, pal. Well, let's see. On the menu for today, National Days, is the what do they call those things? The dreamsicle. It's like ice cream in the middle, and they got like an orange flavor.
Creamsicle.
The creamsicle day. Yeah.
I think dreamsicle is like not a proprietary. Like a brand name type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a specific. But you know how we use the same. We call everything Clorox.
Yeah, like that, exactly. By the name brand. Brand. That's the word I was looking for.
It might be the store brand soda, but we still call it Coke. That's not Coke. So we're going to need plenty of those today because highs should be up to 105. Oof, my goodness.
And eat it quick.
Yeah, that's true. They melt real quick in this heat. And at least we throttle back on the temperatures tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow actually going to get a nice break from the upper 80s to mid 90s for the most part with the rain and some clouds coming through. So that should help out.
10-4. Thank you, Jason. Jason Katarina, meteorologist from AccuWeather on 710 KURV. Big thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. Good morning to all the crew out there. Time is 7:12 on the Valley's Morning News. Hey, stick around. I've got our sheriff, Eddie Guerra, will be in the studio. And about 3-4 minutes, we'll talk about the potential startup of expanding jail space. New jail, take the present one and expand. I don't know. We'll toss that around coming up at around 7:15. In the meantime, as I promised right before AccuWeather, a high-tech battle that is brewing in the state of Texas.
The Public Utility Commission has taken cryptocurrency companies to court, asking for data on their locations and energy use. The high-tech firms want to keep that secret, saying it could lead to acts of terrorism. Texas energy economist Ed Hers says that's nonsense.
We all know where the power plants are, and they are much more critical to Texas infrastructure than the Bitcoin miners.
He says there are estimates on the type of power these data centers are drawing, but nobody knows for sure. The companies are also fighting the release of their ownership, sparking even more concerns over secrecy.
Some economists noting that these high-tech companies will be producing their own power. They'll create some power generation on their campuses. The latest bill banning all hemp products with THC has rolled out of the state capitol.
Republican State Rep Gary Van Dever rolled out his bill in committee.
So House Bill 5 seeks to stop the unregulated THC industry by banning all THC products outside the Texas Compassionate Use Program.
The Texas Senate passed the very same bill last week, virtually the same as the bill Governor Abbott vetoed in the regular session. Cannabis store owners are lined up to testify against hometown hero CBD owner Lucas Gilkey.
They're attempting to pass laws that will make jail time a consequence of having a hemp product. There's pet treats that will land you in jail for 180 days from SB 5 and HB 5.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
And this a product of tariffs. We got more manufacturing coming to the U.S. GE Appliances is shifting production of refrigerators, gas ranges, water heaters. They're uprooting from China and Mexico and coming back to the U.S.
The company's president and CEO says GE Appliances will expand operations in Kentucky, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina. The $3 billion investment's expected to add more than 1,000 jobs. The move comes as President Trump raises tariffs in part to try and lure manufacturing back to the U.S. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
Time is 7:15. This is the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV, also at Radio Para Mi. We're talking about more jail space in Hidalgo County. We got our sheriff, Eddie Guerra, in the studio, who's trying out a new set of hearing aids. We're going to try them. I'll put them to the test. Can you hear me, Eddie? Do I need to talk real loud today? Yeah. He's next on 710 KURV.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Come experience larger-than-life luxury and design at Bird Ogden Infinity in Edinburgh. You're invited to come in and choose from a great selection of new Infinities available now. Drive off in your own 2025 Infinity QX60 with 0% APR for 36 months. All available with Infinity Premium Care Maintenance Plan for 3 years. Experience luxury as it's meant to be at Bird Ogden Infinity on the corner of Alberta and Expressway 281 in Edinburgh. Shop from the entire line of Infinities online at birdogdeninfinity.com.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in McAllen at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
It's NFL preseason action as your Houston Texans host the Carolina Panthers. Kickoff at high noon this Saturday on News Talk 710 KURV.
Yeah, we got Texans football on Saturday at noon. And then after that, Astros and Orioles. That'll be Saturday night. Astros play-by-play on News Talk 710 KURV is made possible this season by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. Big thank you as well to the Mission Economic Development Office. We got an Aggie in the studio. There you go, Freddie. Whoop. Our sheriff, Eddie Guerra, is in the studio. Happy 30 years in law enforcement, by the way. I asked him off air. It was 30 years for him. 30 years for me here at KURV this year.
Yep.
So you said you got a late start in law enforcement.
Yeah.
In life. Yeah.
I got a late start. Law enforcement was my first true love, but
how'd you pay the bills before law enforcement when you started 30 years ago? Would you sell cattle or what?
I was a salesman for a national feed company, and then I ran a 10,000 head feedlot.
Yeah. That'll keep you busy.
Yeah.
If you can't sell them, at least you can put some of that on the plate.
That's
every
right.
Evening. So lights went up for a while. Well, they're talking about, you guys are kind of talking about maybe a new jail or expanded jail space, or where are we right now? I guess this is the official start of maybe expanding or creating something.
So, our county judge and commissioners, they're setting aside about $30 million to get this project started. $30 million is, it's going to go toward the soft cost. hiring the experts on where we're going to put this the expansion. Of course, we know we have the room there at the current facility to expand, and we're looking at probably about two pods of 384 each beds, and so
might it be an expansion adjacent to the present jail? Do you have some land that you own there, or would it be somewhere else?
Yeah, where the current jail is, we can expand to the north of where the current adult detention center sits there off of El Cibolo Road.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's right. That is El Cibolo. Right. Yeah, that's right. There's plenty of space there, plenty of acreage. Yeah. Our Hidalgo County Sheriff Eddie Guerra is in the studio. You made mention of the $30 million set aside by county. I'm guessing that was that's a portion of the, what was it, like the $50 million, I think, that they set aside.
It's going to be a lot more than that. Well, hopefully this $30 million.
But the county set aside like obligation certificates were like $50 million more in debt, and I guess 30 of that is
targeted for the jail expansion project.
But ballpark figure. Yeah. What might it cost?
Man, I don't want to guess because the last figure I received was $260,000 a bed.
Oh, my goodness! Yeah, do the math on that. That's just the construction cost, right?
That doesn't include the maintenance and operating.
Freddie, go ahead and get the interns $260,000 per bed at approximately 100 beds. See what the interns are able to. So that's for the potential construction of it. I know the other question would be, by when would it be done? Because there's a lot of studies and this that needs to be done, paperwork, before you actually move dirt on something.
Yeah, it's a process. One thing I learned being an elected official in county government, it doesn't move as fast as a private business. I always kid everybody, we can only move at the speed of county government, which is at a snail's pace. So
yes, the wheels of government, just by nature, they churn ever so slowly. But then I would hope that there were some lessons learned with the big pretty county courthouse, cost overruns, and we forgot this, we forgot this other. And of course, I know there was the COVID hiccup there that complicated things, but you need somebody to oversee. It's like, hopefully we don't suffer from that.
We talked about that, and I think we just assign and dedicate a project manager to this project that from day one, and hold whoever that person is, whoever that company is, accountable. And it can't be me.
All right, Hidalgo County Sheriff Eddie Guerra in the studio. So they're in the news because they're talking about a county maybe building more jail space or expanding, or I guess building new jail space is what is being considered at the moment. One of the conversations we had with you a few months back was on that project, contract, 50-year contract with a facility out in Willacy County, right? Like extra jail space. Well, where does that fit in all this?
So the county leased that facility, and man, it was really huge stress relief for me, because at the time we could not find any beds. We were competing with larger county that were basically taking all the available bed spaces in the state and out of state. So now with securing that facility, we've got another 500 beds that and it's full.
Let me take it. You said you're competing with other counties, other feds, I guess. Taking them. So explain.
No. Other counties. Okay. Bexar County, Harris County.
Okay. How so? They were sending.
They also have overcrowded issues.
Oh, I see.
And they're having to rent bed spaces.
So that's a facility in Willacy County. Refresh my memory. That's a former. That federal, was private, or what was it?
That was, it's owned by the county of Willacy, and it was used for federal inmates for the feds. And when the last administration came in, they did away with inmates being held in private contract. So they closed that facility down, and
There you go.
That jail was also built at the same time our current county jail was built. In fact, it was built by the same the same contractor. So it's very similar.
How big is the? How many beds does Willacy County provide at that facility for you to rent out?
We can have just a little less than 500 inmates.
Okay,
there.
Did you fill it up?
It's full. Yeah. It's full, and we still have to. I'm still renting beds in Starr County and Brooks County.
My goodness, 2 pods would be just short of 800. I think you were saying.
2 pods would get us.
It's a relief valve, but why don't you build like 3 or 4? Considering that we're growing, at a exponential rate.
Well, I
the
think
Valley economy is growing.
I think with this project getting started, that might be something that we're going to have to look at.
Okay.
With the population growing as fast as we are, 800 beds might not be sufficient. But
we probably could safely say it isn't going to be sufficient. People moving to Texas, moving to South Texas. And all those people coming in from California, because they're kind of suspicious. Those Californians, I don't know. We might need more jail space for those people as well. Quack quack. Hey, did the interns give you a dollar figure? It was put 800 times 230,000. Put 800 times 230, and then we'll put 3 zeros at the end. See what the interns gave you. Our sheriff for Hidalgo County joining us. Did you get it? Our sheriff from Hidalgo County, Eddie Guetta, in the studio. They're talking about new jail. Maybe 800, maybe more, but it's the beginning of the conversation as to how much, depending on what we can afford as well.
Yeah. So we've had studies and where we need to be, and the study that we did about 6 years ago, the numbers that they have are exactly the same numbers that we have in custody today, which is about it fluctuates from 1,900 to 2,000. Inmates that I hold a day, and for the population of this county, which is exceeding now probably 1 million people, a 2,000 bed jail is not sufficient.
Yeah, you know how they do in transportation planning. Not that they get it right all the time, but at least they think, oh yeah, let's think X amount of years out. And by now we're already behind we're behind the ball, we're behind the curve, and at the rate that we're going, you can make projections over the next 20, 30 years, take a 30-year mortgage. How many beds will we need by then? And then base it on something like that. Is that possible, or is it limited by?
Yeah, it might be 4,000 if we continue. If we continue to grow that as fast as we have in the past 10 years.
Yeah. Eddie Guetta is our sheriff for Hidalgo County. We'll pick this up at a later date as you guys iron this out. Hopefully dirt moves by when, do you think?
Well, I mean,
4 years, 5 years?
I'm not even going to take a guess.
Okay.
It's going to be years before we turn trouble.
And that's a lot of vans going back and forth, and renting space here and there. Try to find some space. One issue in law enforcement, one tool in law enforcement that's been around for quite some time now, the Texas Anti-Gang Center.
Right.
That's there in McAllen, created by Governor Abbott, state lawmakers years ago. I suspect that there's some interesting stories busting up gangs and criminal activity and things like that we don't get to hear very much from them. So I wanted to get an update on what you hear from that anti-gang task force that involves all these police departments and state agencies and all that.
So about 9 years ago, we applied for and received grants to fund the Rio Grande Valley, Texas Anti-Gang. Mm-hmm. Back then, it was started with about 11 federal, state, county, and local agencies. Today, we have 22 agencies now operating out of the Texas Anti-Gang. That facility has changed the way law enforcement operates here in Hidalgo County. And actually the Rio Grande Valley, because we have other agencies participating outside Hidalgo County. So it's not a task force model, so to speak. Every agency, law enforcement agency, is conducting their own investigations. However, they collaborate with all those agencies that are in there, and it's proving to be very, very efficient.
Yeah, the information sharing. It's like, what you got? Let me see
the
your
data,
ticket cards.
the data sharing, and also in that facility, we're blessed to have the Texas Transnational Intelligence Center that they use, and not only the members of the anti-gang, but all the law enforcement agencies here in Hidalgo County use the Texas Transnational Intelligence Center, which is we have analysts from federal, state, county, and local agencies working together.
Would you be able to point, without, if you don't need to name names or cities or agencies, I mean, has it busted up gang activity, criminal activity?
We have so many success stories out of that facility. We have, for example, we just had a shooting yesterday. With the help of the Texas Anti-Gang, we were able to identify and locate the suspect vehicle, and we have identified four subjects.
Okay, real quick, get the information to each other real quick and trace it down. I need to shine a light real quick on the efforts by you and colleagues at your office. You folks have been raising money for back to school. There's a back to school program coming up pretty soon, and you awarded scholarships. So tell folks about that foundation and some of the work you're doing right now.
So we've been blessed. I've been blessed to start the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office Community Foundation, and we are now on our seventh year. And this project helps fund some of the community events that we put on. The Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office put on. One of them is going to be held tomorrow. It's our back to school giveaway. We're going to give out about 5,000 backpacks and school supplies. This year we're gonna have it at the Ed Calchelsa School District there near the stadium. It starts at 6:00. It's open to the public. Of course, the children must be present to come and receive their school supplies. We got free haircuts. We got vaccines, and we have a lot of vendors participating. Now the foundation also helped give 54 $1,000 scholarships to my staff and their family, and we just did that last year, and $54,000 was given out, which is the largest amount that we've given out so far, and we continue to grow.
Is there like a big fundraiser coming up next year for the next batch, or how does that work?
We don't necessarily have fundraisers, Sergio. We send out letters to the communities asking for support, and we're blessed that we receive donations from large corporations.
You'd be surprised. You ask and you shall receive.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a 501c3, so they're able to
separate from the sheriff's office. It's a separate foundation that fundraises.
That's correct.
And provides.
It has its own board of directors.
Right. How are the Aggies going to do this year? I heard a grunt from Freddie. Oh, okay. I won't go there. Thanks for stopping by, Sheriff.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, Sheriff for Hidalgo County, Eddie Guerra. Time is 32 minutes after the hour. The morning news on News Talk 710 KURV, your station for Astros baseball. They took the series from the Red Sox. Sports next on 710 KURV.
At Rivetta's Machinery in Donna, they're bringing the best deals on Coyote equipment to your job site, your farm, or your backyard. Right now, take advantage of 0% interest or up to $6,000 cash back on Coyote track loaders and skid steers. These are machines built for maximum performance no matter the task. But don't stop there. They're also offering fantastic savings on Coyote tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. And whether you're hauling something, mowing, tackling other big jobs, Coyote has the equipment to help you get it done. If you're looking for great deals and great service from a team that treats you like family, look no further than Rivetta's Machinery and Coyote. Start your next project right. Visit Rivetta's Machinery in Donna or browse their deals when it suits you at mynewtractor.com. That's their website, mynewtractor.com. Rivetta's for the long haul. See dealer for full details.
Come experience larger-than-life luxury and design at Bird Ogden Infinity in Edinburgh. You're invited to come in and choose from a great selection of new Infinities available now. Drive off in your own 2025 Infinity QX60 with 0% APR for 36 months. All available with Infinity Premium Care Maintenance Plan for 3 years. Experience luxury as it's meant to be at Bird Ogden Infinity on the corner of Alberta and Expressway 281 in Edinburgh. Shop from the entire line of Infinities online at birdogdeninfinity.com.
Aggie football returns to News Talk 710 KURV. Howdy, this is Andrew Monaco, voice of your Fightin' Texas Aggies. Tune in Saturday, August 30th for kickoff of the 2025 Aggie football season on News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The Houston Astros were able to secure the series win over the Boston Red Sox with a 4-1 win last night. The Astros wasted no time getting started offensively with a solo home run from Jeremy Pena and an RBI single from Yanir Diaz in the bottom of the first to go up 2-0. Boston would quickly respond the next inning with an RBI single from Kadane Rafaela to cut the lead down to half at 2-1. Then in the sixth, Yanir Diaz continued to rack up the RBIs with this home run.
0-1. Another breaking ball, and that's bang. Deep to left center field, and you can kiss that one goodbye. Off the community leader signs for Yiner, and the Astros lead is 4-1 on the 2-run blast.
Next up, the Astros take the day off today before hosting the next series against the Orioles tomorrow at 7:10, with Framber Valdez on the bump for Houston against Baltimore's Brandon Young. The Texas Rangers lost in heartbreaking fashion yesterday 6-4, which puts the Rangers back at 500 with a record of 61-61. Next up, Texas takes the day off before starting a road trip in Toronto tomorrow at 6:07 to face the Blue Jays with Jacob deGrom on the mound. With your Texas in the Morning Sports Report, I'm Jet Nelson.
AccuWeather says highs will be up to 104, 105 today. And rain still in the forecast. Tropical showers in the forecast for tomorrow. Might be rather generous, but of course we'll get an update from AccuWeather on the drive home today with Zach and Davis. And join us on the morning news for conversations with AccuWeather. Hopefully by this time tomorrow we'll see some rain in the area. Border Bridge wait times on 710 KURV is posted on KURV.com. If you are driving back to McAllen, 35-minute wait at the Hidalgo Bridge, 45 at the Far Bridge. And if you're headed back to Brownsville, it's busy at B&M, close to an hour and a half. It's an hour at the Gateway Bridge, 45 minutes at Veterans. Business news check of your money. That's next on 710 KURV. The morning news also at Radio Para Mi. Download that free app.
Come into Volvo Cars Edinburgh today and find the Volvo that's right for you. Shop from over 40 new and certified pre-owned Volvos today. Get comfortable in the incredible new 2025 Volvo XC60 with all new technology and innovation that makes the Volvo brand stand out from the rest. Lease one today for just $729 a month. We shop the competition so you don't have to at Volvo Cars Edinburgh, official sponsors of UTRGV football. Dale gas!
Our mom accomplished so much in her life. She was a great mother, wife, and school teacher. She amazed so many. When we lost her, we were so very sad, but comforted that she had pre-planned her funeral with the fine people at McCaleb Funeral Home. A live celebration would tell her big story.
Hi, I am Carla McCaleb. Along with my husband Mark and our caring staff, we know we are in the healing business because we hear it from families we serve. Please read our reviews about our life celebrations and fair and transparent prices for unmatched service and how we lift people up with our healing care and compassion. Celebrating lives since 1963.
The Valley's only life celebration home. To learn more about the choices you can make now so a future funeral becomes more of a celebration of life, call Carla at 956-650-2841, 956-650-2841, or visit their website, McCalebFuneralHome.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. More economic data releases are on the docket for today. July's producer price index reading, as well as jobless claims data for the week ending August 9th, is slated for release in 10 minutes. Economists polled by Dow Jones are expecting the measure of wholesale prices to show a 0.2% rise on the month. Economists agree that higher tariff inflation is coming. Despite President Trump slamming Goldman Sachs for predicting higher consumer prices, the bank is standing by its research. Other Wall Street economists agree with the call. A new survey of more than 4,000 workers says more than half of business travelers have had loved ones join their work trips. The number jumps to 73% for C-suite executives. Some companies support the practice, while others view it as a policy gray zone. Futures are mixed ahead of inflation data, dropping in 10 minutes. Wednesday, the Dow Industrials gained 463, the NASDAQ up 31, the S&P 500 up 20. That's Your Money Now.
An important business mention, GE Appliances uprooting from China and Mexico, coming back to the U.S., $3 billion investment, 1,000 jobs. They're reshoring. Here in South Texas, AccuWeather says highs will be up to 105, equally real hot today. And then chance of rain tomorrow with some tropical showers. Your station for AccuWeather, News Talk 710 KURV. We got Fox News coming up in 2 minutes.
Experience everything Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh has to offer. Service, selection, and quality. Indulge yourself with a bold design and refined performance in a new Cadillac XT4 for just $579 per month. More style, more innovation, more you. Make your move. Set yourself apart and discover a new standard of luxury ownership. Visit us online at BertOgdenCadillac.com or come in today to Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh. Official sponsors of UTRGV football. Dale gas!
Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health.
From DHR Health, ICU Medical Director, Dr. Juan Marcos Chavez Paz.
When we started working together 3.5 years ago, rebuilding the ICU in DHR Health system post-COVID, we were all motivated for all the losses after COVID. The main reason the patients died after COVID was respiratory failure, and we took that personal. We decided that we want to become among the best treating this condition. All the teams worked together towards the same goal, and we went for it. It took 3.5 years, but we are proud to say that we are among the elite in the nation in regards of management of respiratory failure for any reason. What we are is an interprofessional team. We work focusing on quality, we follow metrics, and we are leaders. We are the only hospital to offer not just this accreditation as the sign of maximum quality, but also, for example, ECMO support. That is the most advanced life support existing in the world. We do ECMO. Nobody else has that in the region. We also have a team of 24/7 in-house doctors, and nobody else offers that. This is a team of intensive care doctors. Trauma, they have their own team. We also have a specific preparation for each of the units that we take over. For example, we have a special unit in the women's hospital, and we train in specific ICU conditions, and we are trained by the Society of Critical Care Medicine. DHR help us bringing here the courses. DHR wants everybody to be on top of knowledge. That's why the patients are coming from other areas, not just for our accreditation, but more because of what the hospital is showing everywhere.
ICU Medical Director at DHR Health, Dr. Juan Marcos Chavez Paz, DHR Health.
This has been Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health. For you, for life.
Hurricane season is here. Protect yourself and your loved ones and get your prescriptions filled at Lee's Pharmacy today. Hard to find meds? Go to Lee's. Doctor prescribes a special compound medication? Go to Lee's. Lee's Pharmacy is one of the few local pharmacies that can prepare exactly what your doctor ordered. Need more than medicine? Lee's Pharmacy also carries a full range of medical equipment. Lee's Pharmacy, giving back to the community that made us great. Lee's Pharmacy, where your health is our priority this hurricane season and always.
News and weather information at your fingertips. Log on to KURV.com. KURV.com.
We're online.
News Talk 710 KURV.
Thursday edition of the Valley's Morning News. News Talk 710 KURV. It is August 14th, 2025. Show producer Fred Cruz, AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. I'm Sergio Sanchez. You and family, like-minded family, driving around town, taking care of business. Appreciate you being with us. Highs today should be up to 105. Rain tomorrow, says AccuWeather. News on 710 KURV. A service of the Saxa Gun Show, bringing you the best gun show in the Valley this coming Saturday and Sunday at the McAllen Convention Center. Doors open at 9.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is meeting with more European leaders today ahead of the big Trump-Putin summit in Alaska tomorrow.
Fresh off a call with President Trump, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in London today to meet with Britain's Prime Minister. Keir Starmer reiterated there can be no negotiations without Ukraine at the table.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. President Trump is already eyeing a second summit with Zelensky included. Officials say the D.C. crime crackdown yielded more than 100 arrests, but not without pushback.
Some protests have popped up. There are reports there's a huge uptick in demand for paid protesters, with some having ties to far less activist groups. There's also an immigration tie to all this. Officials vowing to secure D.C., similar to what we saw in border communities over earlier this year.
That's Fox's Mark Meredith. President Trump says he is expecting Congress to extend the takeover beyond the 30-day limit. America's listening to Fox News.
New details on plans to build more border wall, Texas with Mexico.
That wall has been a priority of the Trump administration. The president announcing this week that the Justice Department has reached a settlement with the auction house that was selling panels scrapped by the Biden administration for pennies on the dollar.
We are taking now that wall back. Now, this is expensive stuff. Hardened steel, very expensive.
The wall panels were sitting in a construction staging area until Texas stepped in. There was a court battle over the auction, which was frozen by a judge. President Trump said this week that they will put it up, but did not give a timeline.
The first of what will likely be many lawsuits has been filed over the deadly Texas Hill Country floods.
The family of 2 victims is suing the RV campground where they were staying on the 4th of July weekend. It accuses the owners of HTR Texas Hill Country Resort of ignoring the flood warnings and failing to notify guests of the risk. It's seeking more than $1 million in financial relief. At least 135 people were killed when a wall of water rushed down the Guadalupe River before dawn. I'm Monica Nelson.
The nation's breadbasket, for that matter, the world's breadbasket, the nation's interior up in Iowa. U.S. Department of Agriculture predicting a record-setting corn crop for 2025.
A forecast harvest of 16.7 billion bushels was issued by the USDA yesterday. That's up 13% from last year, but that's not necessarily good news for Iowa farmers. Chad Hard, an economics professor at Iowa State, says demand for corn has not caught up to supply. He adds that's dropped corn prices back to 2016 levels, and that'll force some farmers to store corn or sell below production cost. I'm Craig Michaels.
A federal appeals court has lifted an injunction on foreign aid payments.
President Trump's administration was handed a victory when the appeals court lifted an injunction that required the State Department to continue making foreign aid payments. A 3-judge panel ruled 2-1 against a lower court's order to have the Trump administration restore foreign assistance payments previously approved by Congress. The ruling can open a pathway for the Trump administration to cut billions of dollars in foreign assistance funds and advance efforts to dissolve the U.S. Agency for International Development. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Food and Drug Administration considering a move to revoke the authorization of Pfizer's COVID vaccine for kids under 5. A note from Dollar General, they're recalling some of their coffee. Dollar General recalling Clover Valley Instant Coffee. There might be some glass in some of those containers. Thank you for joining us on the Valley's Morning News. We invite you to listen to us on your smartphone. You can go to the website, KURV.com, listen live, KURV.com, or Radio Para Mi. Go get the app. It is free. Find us at 710 KURV is at Radio Para Mi.
Hi there. My name is Tony Bolstead. My wife and I, Carol, own Sand Monsters. We'd like you to come on out and have fun. We've got a half-mile long track out here. It runs across about 3.5 acres. Have adult cars and kid cars getting laps in, learning how to drive on the sand. And we also lease space to Redline Helicopters is one of our tenants here, and they've got a pad and they do helicopter tours. Lone Star National Bank and the team there really helped us get this thing put together, answered all our questions, huge help.
I am Stephanie Harrison. I am the second generation owner of Sisters Interiors on South Padre Island. We had always dreamed of owning our own land and owning our own building, using our design team to create what you see here today. That's how we got involved with Lone Star National Bank. We partnered with them and they helped us, create the dream.
Come into Genesis of Harlingen today and soak up the feeling of the dynamic yet elegant design and cutting-edge technology that makes up the amazing Genesis vehicle lineup. Visit today and choose from a great selection like a 2025 Genesis GV80 for $509 a month.
Summer is heating up, and so is our local economy. From sizzling business deals to community connections, News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio Potami app are here to keep you in the know. Download the Radio Potami app to stay informed and entertained. Whether it's local market updates, summer events, or the weather, we've got you covered. Support local, stay connected, and tune in to the pulse of Rio Grande Valley business. News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio Potami app, where local business